Hey folks, this is my 1969 International Scout Model 800A. You're looking at the front. It's got an aftermarket bumper built by Anything Scout. The little lights in the bumper are LED. There's a very expensive option of those lights. These are okay. They don't really help you see at night, but they're good running lights. The front grille has been restored. Everything's either new or been restored. The shocks are new. The front rear end springs are new. The front rear end's been restored. It's not new, but the shocks are new. Springs are new. 2-inch lift. The hood emblem, for example, is probably worth $500 if you can find one in that condition. Just an example of how rare these things have become. The driver's side, it's got a the paint is Legend Lime Green, and it was first on the '68 Mustang, and I went with that because it matches closely the original green color of the Scout, but it's a base coat, clear coat instead of an enamel. Be much easier to repair if something happened. The fender flares are custom. I think I bought them at Summit. I had to cut them to the length I wanted, and then they're installed with plastic screws, so there's no rust there. The whole underneath's been treated with POR 15 and no rust on the body at all. The wheels are Mickey Thompson 15-inch. The hubs are new, worn hubs. The tires are 311050 Pro Comp. The side mirrors are actually an aftermarket Bronco mirror, and they're a little bit small, but I think they look good overall. Opening the driver's side door, the seats are aftermarket. You got saddle tanks with a switch right here that you switch back and forth manually between tanks. Maybe 12 miles a gallon, somewhere in that neighborhood. New carburetor kind of helped the mileage. Aftermarket console with aftermarket radio. I'll play it later when I start it. You can lock the console. It's got cup holders on the front, and we'll show you in a minute. Cup holders on the back. Factory gauges, except for the tachometer. I installed a tachometer. Just didn't want to overdo the RPMs on the interstate. It does about 70, 75 on the interstate. That's at 2,500 to 3,000 RPM. Has never been over 3,000 RPM. One other thing here, the original wiring didn't have a fuse block, and I installed new wiring with fuses, so you can see that. Aftermarket gas tank covers. The side lights, the original side markers were reflectors only. They're kind of glued on here. These I have got LEDs inside of them, but it's a one bulb LED, so it looks like a 1960s type light. It's pretty cool when you turn it on. Looking at the back, it has a Anything Scout aftermarket rear bumper, and the spare tire carrier just swings out of your way. You've got a clip that holds it, and then the tailgate locks. It opens about that far, then you have a safety latch where you open it up all the way. New carpet. Back seat's been newly upholstered to match the aftermarket front seats. Speakers have been mounted with wires. I think if I had to redo that, I would put a sound bar there, a Bluetooth sound bar with no wires. But it sounds great the way it is currently. New seals everywhere. It's got a receiver for a trailer, and that it does not have the pigtail for connecting to the trailer, though. That would have to be added. New dual exhaust with chrome tips. The passenger side, this was added. Very few Scouts had the door liner, and I added that to it. The floor mats I bought somewhere online. Let's walk over here and start the engine and turn the stereo on. The engine is a 304 V8. This year came the engines they offered in 1969 were 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, and V8. So this was the biggest engine they made. It's a little bit cold-natured, and but after you warm it up, it starts right up. Idles at 700 RPM. All the gauges work. Mileage is 64,000. I drive it every weekend. It's got a insurance through Haggerty though, so I only drive it so many miles a year. Here's the aftermarket stereo. And the original AM also works. Speaker in the dash. Good old Tennessee country music. Map light works. Cigarette lighter works. New carburetor, choke works. Vacuum wipers. The passenger side is a little bit slower than the driver's side, but you got a knob for each wiper. Four-speed. I rarely use first gear. It's kind of a bulldog. It's not synchronized, but second, third, and fourth are synchronized. had the muffler shop use mufflers and just a little bit of a growl, but not really too loud. I think it sounds great.